Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit more chatty. My last several videos have been rather quiet. They've been more so just like music over the top, like lip swatches and get ready with me's and stuff like that. Kaiser wants to say hi. Come here. Come here. Hi, baby. And you guys have been letting me know that you miss hearing me talk, which I never expected, but if you want to listen to me ramble, I am going to be playing with the products in my ridiculously late Boxycharm from the month of September. Yes, the month of September. This box took literally forever. So this isn't like a formal unboxing or anything like that, but I am gonna go over what's in here and try them out on my face so you guys can see how they perform. All right, so let's go ahead and start out with the eyes, and then I'll move on to the skin. And Boxycharm has been cranking out these eyeshadow palettes in the boxes recently. This is the Pure Soiree Diaries palette. It's filled with some rather warm shades. This one here looks a little bit cooler, but it's pretty warm for the most part. This puppy retails for $34. So I'm gonna go ahead and see how these apply. Okay, I'm not really sure how I want to prime my eyes because we all know the issue I'm having with my stinking skin right now. It's super dry. I think I'm just gonna try priming with my Maybelline Fit Me since it's a little bit more creamy. I don't think it's gonna dry my skin out, but hopefully it also won't make it oily and make it all creasy. So yeah, I just got this box, my September Boxycharm, in the month of November. I received it after I received my October box. I don't usually like to do this kind of video because I feel like I just never shut up. I'm just always talking and they always end up being way too long and super obnoxious, but today I actually need to be done filming in like 40 minutes at the most. So hopefully that will get me to shut up. There is a relatively significant amount of kick up in these shadows, which doesn't typically bother me. As long as I tap off my brush, I don't really mind the fallout, and I haven't done my skin makeup yet, obviously. So I just saw this picture here on Morphe's Instagram. This look is by Chalene Deed. I'm so sorry, I have no idea how to say her name. But this is like the most beautiful look I think I've ever seen. I think I'm gonna try and not recreate it, but just sort of like inspired by it. I don't know how I'm gonna do the whole like glittery liner thing. I don't know. We're just gonna play with makeup. We're just gonna try it. And she didn't use this palette to create that look. She used a Morphe palette. So I'm just gonna grab the shade Gala and use that as my transition in my crease. Please excuse the brows. I just do not have enough time to fix them right now. I'm so sorry. That shade is building really nicely. Now I'm just gonna grab a splurge on a bit of a fluffier brush and buff that in my crease as well, keeping it a little bit lower than my transition shade. I'm not really being too precise with any of these shades. I'm just sort of haphazardly throwing them in my crease. So just a couple of minutes ago, I opened up my cupboard to get a mug, and two of my mugs literally attacked me. They came tumbling down out of the cupboard and fell on the ground and shattered.
Like, why?
Now I think I'm gonna take some sort of a mixture of Epic, maybe a little bit of splurge over here, and maybe even some Gala. Right here, just to get some sort of deep-ish mid-tone brown crease shade. Because I want it to be deeper than it is right now, but I don't want it to be like too deep right now, because I'm gonna get really deep on the lid, I believe. Whoa! Sort of focusing most of the pigment on the outer corner, and then as there's less product on my brush, I'll sweep it inward toward my inner corner. Okay, those aren't really all that symmetrical, but I don't have time to blend anymore. I just don't. Now I'm grabbing the shade Snazzy, and I'm going to use a flat shader brush to pop that all over my lid. I don't know why this is working way better than I thought it was gonna work. I feel like matte shades don't always perform that well on the lid when you don't go in with a base first, and I did not go in with a base first. So I'm just blending through the crease. And now that all of that is gone, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more product. This actually is sort of gonna be my base. I'm gonna go on top of this with a shimmer shade, so I'm being a little bit haphazard with this one as well. Going back into Gala just one more time, which was our transition shade with the fluffy crease brush, and I'm just gonna run it through my transition area, make sure everything is nice and blended. All right, I'm not really sure which one I want to use, either Dazzle or Cosmo. This one here is Dazzle, and it's like the most beautiful freaking color I think I've ever seen in my life, but I am actually gonna go with Cosmo. Ooh, girl. The shimmer shades have a ton of kick up. Then again, I'm not exactly being careful, but I'm not being like ridiculously harsh on them either. Look at all of the fallout on my face right now. All right, let's just see what happens. I'm going to attempt to create a winged liner with the shade Twinkle from the palette. And if it doesn't work, if I have to, I will go in with concealer first to clean up the lash line so that this actually shows up a little bit better, but we're gonna see what happens first. Well, it actually does not look that bad. I'm being very haphazard once again with the wing because I can just go in and fix it up. There's so many different names that people have for kick up. Like I call it kick up. I've heard it called kick off, kick back. What do you guys call it? Let me know down below what you think the correct term is. All right, so we're gonna leave that, and I'm going to grab my Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. Mine is in the shade Smoky Storm. And I'm gonna use this right over top of that little wing that I just created. I don't know if you guys can hear that dog that's barking right now. I don't know what dog it is in my building, but it's been barking since 6 o'clock this morning, and it is currently 2 p.m. Kind of starting to get worried. I think I'm gonna try and see what happens if I just let that dry and then do like a second layer over top of it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is go in for the second layer with a different shade. This is also a Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. This one's in the shade Ballet Baby. Because this look, the liner is, first of all, it's much more glittery. And second of all, it's a little bit more rosy than mine. Mine's a little bit more like goldy champagne. So I'm gonna go over top of it with a pinker shade. So while I let that dry just a little bit, I'm gonna grab a Socialite on a fluffy blending brush and just dust that in my transition area to warm up the look just a little bit so I don't look like I got slapped in the face. Now with a Q-tip and some eye makeup remover, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up any of that fallout and make the wing just a bit sharper. Oh crap, you know what? Dang it! There was some brushes in the box that I wanted to use for my eyeshadow. One of them was even a wing liner brush. Like really, hand dog? Like really? I'm gonna pop a little bit of Colourpop Exit on the waterline just to help sort of wake me up a little bit. I'm really tired. I woke up at 5:15 this morning for no reason. All right, I'm gonna try and bring some moisture back to my skin with my Bedescu facial spray. I'm gonna cover up my eye because I don't wanna mess up my eye makeup. So I like this palette. I think it blended really nicely. That's for sure. There is a ridiculous amount of kick up, but you know, like I said, that doesn't bother me a whole lot, except for my desk is a hot, filthy, stinking mess, but you know, that's all right. They are really pigmented and they blended really nicely, and that really deep matte shade that I put all over my lid performed much better than I was expecting it to. So if it feels like I'm talking fast, that's because I am, because my husband is gonna be home, I don't know, like soon-ish. I usually don't mind a whole lot filming when my husband's home, but he's bringing a friend over. I'm kind of thinking about trying, I got this sample from Stila. It's their Stay All Day Foundation and Concealer, and they sent me the shade Fair 2. I just try it. Why the heck not, right? Coverage isn't bad. Blending out all right. I think I'm gonna have to see if it's buildable because it's not covering my acne by any means. Maybe toning down a little bit of the redness, but it's not covering it by any means. This stuff has a sort of like a bit of a thicker consistency, I feel, and it's still blending out okay. I guess I'm just used to more liquidy formulas. All right, so there it is all applied. It's kind of dark for me and pretty yellow toned. So the shade match isn't great, but even beyond that, you can definitely still see all my acne peeking through. I am going to try and even out the shade as well as maybe build up some coverage. There's a little bit more left in this little sample. Let me see if I can build it. I will say it's definitely building better on camera than it is in real life, but it's not caking up or anything like that, so that is a plus. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try and build up the coverage with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is in the lightest shade, Light Ivory. I went like Monday to Monday last week without wearing makeup. My face was in like really, really rough shape. So I tried to not wear makeup for as long as I possibly could. And now this week, today's Thursday when I'm filming this, and I've worn makeup Monday through Thursday. So now my skin hates me again. I'm getting really dry like around my mouth. All right, now I'm just gonna try and do some highlighting with my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Beige. Just right down the center of my face and underneath my eyes. The shade really doesn't look that bad on camera, but I look kind of yellow in person. That dry patch underneath my eye doesn't look nearly as bad as I thought it would, which I think was probably the doing of the Bedescu spray before I went in with the foundation, because otherwise I'm sure any foundation would have just looked cakey and nasty. So now to set my face, I'm gonna use this powder. This is the HD finishing powder from the brand Studio Makeup. This was another product that came in this month's Boxycharm. It's a loose finishing powder. It comes with the sifter. I think I just have to twist. Do I twist it or do I pull it? I'm gonna see if I can sprinkle. What is going on? Does this thing come with directions? It comes off of clothes very nicely, if you were wondering. Thumbs up for that. Thumbs up. I literally just like brushed it off with my fingers and it came off. Be careful. I don't even know how any came out because it's still closed. I need my X-Acto knife. Man, that thing can open anything. Ow! I'm gonna grab a thumbtack. So this is where I'm at right now. I'm taking the thumbtack and I'm just like stabbing the little holes. There we go. Okay, let's put it on my face. Oh, that already looks disgusting, but in the powder's defense, I have the world's driest alligator skin currently. Use this to set the rest of my face as well. 2 different eye brushes came in the box this month, 2 months ago, from the brand Bodyography Pro. These 2 brushes as a duo are 20 bucks. There is a flat shader brush, as well as an angled liner brush. There's not really a highlight shade suitable for my skin tone in the palette, so I'm just grabbing my go-to at the moment. This is the Beverly Hills highlighter by Ofra, and I'm just gonna grab this sort of light yellowy champagne shade and pop that on my inner corner. Whoa, girl. I'm also going to use this brush on my lower lash line. I'm going to grab Gala, which is the shade that we used as a transition, and I'm just going to buff that on my lower lash line, keeping it a little bit more towards the outer edge. All right, now I'm going to go in with the angled liner brush that we got and see if I can intensify this liner really quick. I really do like this brush. It's very thin, which makes it super easy to get a precise application. I'm gonna pop on some Elle Lash Tint Mascara. This look probably called for falsies, but I just don't feel like dealing with it right now, so I'm just gonna stick to mascara. So considering there's quite a bit going on the eyes, I'm gonna try and keep the rest of the face rather simple. I'm gonna bronze it using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, but of freaking course, I know. Wow, that was like really a lot, like really fast. I don't hate this powder. I think it might work better for when my skin is a bit more oily. I honestly hope my skin goes back to being oily when I'm done with medication, because I'm not on Accutane. I know the way I talk about how dry my skin is, it probably sounds like I'm on Accutane, but it's not. You see like that kind of, I'm still like just a little bit glowy. I think it's from that Bedescu spray, and the foundation was a little bit more on the dewy side, but I did set my entire face with powder, so I'm gonna blush up my cheeks just a little bit with the Essence Satin Touch Blush in the shade Satin Love. Whoa. I was looking in the monitor instead of in the mirror, and this shows up a lot better in person. I'm gonna pop on some Ofra Rodeo Dry, which I might need to repurchase soon. Now to finish off the look, I'm grabbing the Ultra Satin Lip by Colourpop, which was also in this month's, 2 months ago, Boxycharm. It's in the shade Strut. Also in the box, there was a conditioning mask for your hair. I basically just used it as a conditioner, put it in my hair and left it there for about 10 minutes and washed it out, and it smelled fan-freaking-tastic. I didn't notice it do a whole lot to my hair itself, but it did make my tub really slippery, so I mean, I guess it did something in terms of moisture. I also forgot there's a MAC eyebrow product. It's called Lingering Eyebrows. Is that right? It's the MAC eyebrows in the shade Lingering, maybe? I don't know, but I'm gonna see if I can brush this through my brows. It's like the thinnest little itty bitty brow pencil I've ever seen. Okay, I don't mind that. It looks a lot darker in person than it does on camera. So that's everything for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time. Wait, I have to fix my... Today's video we're... another trucker. Where is it? Hey guys, this... Stop. My skin is flaking off my under eye. That is so disgusting.